let's get into the third segment of this recording session. It's honestly been a while since we've recorded. We didn't even address that at the beginning of the show. We did the live with the viewers, this last weekend where we did it. While we're recording this on Friday. It'll be tomorrow, but this will be posted on Tuesday, so it'll be a couple days ago. But it's been a while since we've recorded, and it's good to get this stuff out there. But let's talk about something that's so many Ravens fans are so excited for, which is the wide receiver group. And, this wide receiver group, Marquise Brown, Sammy Watkins, Rashad Bateman, we see I believe it was Mark Andrews, Hollywood Brown, and Rashad Bateman all working out with Rashad Bateman's trainer. They posted a photo, and then they also posted some cool workout videos, so I highly recommend checking those out. The routes look very clean, very crisp routes, very good footwork in there. But overall, we're so excited for this Ravens pass catching group, and not even just the wide receivers, not even just the tight ends, but I think we're all excited to see what Gus Edwards improves on in the pass game, because he's talked about that. What J.K. Dobbins can do in the pass game, because J.K. Dobbins is a good pass catching running back. He didn't show it last year, but at the Ohio State University, he was a good pass catching running back. He's made plenty of phenomenal catches in training camp. He had the really good one this year that they didn't have a video for. They may have had a picture of it, but that was it. But he also had one, last year, his rookie year. I cannot remember the linebacker he jumped over. It may have been LJ Fort, but I'm not positive whatsoever on who it was. But he's made some plays. And then obviously we have Lamar Jackson, a good passer of the football. So that brings us into the question: this pass catching group, are they the best the Ravens have ever had? And before, Ravens fans, you're commenting, I want to hear your comments on who is, if they aren't, who is the best pass catching group? Give us the year. Because off the top of my head, when we were talking before the show, I think I was like, is it 2012? Is 2012 the best pass catching group? The team that won the Super Bowl, Flacco, 11 touchdowns, no picks in the playoffs. And we went through them, looking at the players, and I'll go over them. Jacoby Jones, wide receiver 3. Wide receiver 2, Torrey Smith. Wide receiver 1, Anquan Bolden. Tight end 1 is, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, Dennis Pitta. Tight end 2, not really a tight end 2 that played a massive role. However, I'll give an honorable mention to fullback Vontae Leach. And then at the running back spot, you have Ray Rice. And you look at that and you compare that to Bateman, Watkins, because Jacoby Jones, I'm sorry, I think we also had a couple of other guys that just really didn't get a lot of time. But Jacoby Jones isn't a great wide receiver. Had a great play, had 2 great plays in that postseason run. But, as a wide receiver, he wasn't amazing. He was a phenomenal kick returner, phenomenal return man. That's why he was on that roster. But as a wide receiver, he was mad. We got 3 really good starters. And then we have Tylan Wallace and Devin Duvernay. And then we have Mark Andrews, Nick Boyle, and whoever we select as our third tight end. And then we got Patrick Ricard, Gus Edwards, and J.K. Dobbins. So, Joshua, is this the best the Ravens have ever had?
Listen, this is definitely a big upgrade. I think the first Super Bowl, I think we had Brandon Stokely, Quadri Ishmael, Jermaine Lewis. I don't know if we had Dallas Clark then, but I know we had Shannon Sharp. So, and we had Jamal Lewis. So I know guys going to be like, hey man, hold on now. What about that first team? I'm like, y'all, look at it. We got Mark.
We had Shannon Sharp and a bunch and some wide receivers.
We had Todd Ebert. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. We had Todd. I'm so sorry. We had young Todd. So sorry, but
rough. Not something to look at now and be like, you would see Shannon Sharp and you'd be like, wow, that's amazing. You see Jamal Lewis, it's like great running back, not a pass catcher though.
Absolutely not. That's a bold. If anything, that's a bulldozer. The fadeaway train. You saw him moving. It's time for you to get the hell out the way.
Should we annoy some Pittsburgh Steelers fans and call him a bus?
Ooh. I ain't gonna be disrespectful. The bus was one of my favorite running backs growing up. I still was a Ravens fan growing up, but to see somebody as big as he was, the move the way he did, it was still phenomenal. Even though I saw Ray Lewis knock the snot out of him, Those were the days when men played. You know.
Mm-hmm. That was peak football. 2000s
Yeah.
football. Perfect stuff. But what do you think about this group? Are they the
Man,
best?
yeah. I don't see. I really don't see an argument. I mean, you got a group now, in my opinion, that I feel like can now maybe possibly match up with all the other wide receiver cores. I know it looks good on paper. I know we haven't seen it on the field as of yet. In game speed, game mode. But I feel like once it's time in August to see that wide receiver core move in game speed and game mode, I feel like we're finally going to get what we've been crying, begging, and asking for out of the Ravens offense, and that is a balanced offense, meaning a good amount of passing, but also with the passing, good not only big plays, but plays that get you those 5 yards that helps you move the chains. Plays that's more routes, that's more creative, and things of that nature. So I finally feel like, not only with the coaching staff, but with the assets of the athletes that we have acquired, I feel like this definitely is one of the best passing groups we're going to have.
Yeah, I would say that it is the best. And it's very difficult for us to look at it right now as it is a new addition in Samuel Watkins. It is a new addition in Rashad Bateman. I don't know why I was blanking on that name. It is a new addition in the third wide receiver, or the third tight end. Tylan Wallace is a new addition. However, the other part that we have to look at is the coaching and T. Martin and Keith Williams and how much they're going to help those players. That is the best, group of coaches we've ever had for wide receivers. They're going to really help, but also this offense is so reliant on the run game that it's going to allow the players to maximize their potential. This is an offense that I can see being much more similar to those older Flacco offenses. We've said that the Ravens have had a very different style of offense now to what those Flacco offenses did. But if you don't remember, if you're new Ravens fans, okay, welcome. But what the Ravens is, they ran the ball with Ray Rice, aka the original JK. But we ran the ball with Ray Rice, and then Joe Flacco with his cannon arm would play action, hit Torrey Smith deep, touchdown. That's something that the Ravens don't do. They don't set up the pass game very well with the run. It seems like when the Ravens pass, it's 3rd and 7. Like that seems like the only time they ever pass. It seems like, Joshua, you talked about how like it's not just going to be deep balls, it's also going to be like short, intermediate routes. It seems like the Ravens never like do that. If they call a pass play on 1st and 10, it's either a deep shot or it's honestly a poorly designed route concept and Lamar has to scramble and he gets a couple yards. Like it seems like they never, it's never, oh, look at that. We hit that quick slant.
Yeah, or it'd be like a screenplay to Marquise. And it goes in motion from either side. Like, come on, man.
You got to get the short, the intermediate, and all that stuff going. And this wide receiver core is going to allow that because no longer is it Miles Boykin, who, I'm not even going to say anything about Miles Boykin, but, not Miles Boykin, Hollywood, and Willie Snead, because Willie Snead very limited. Miles Boykin is a limited player. Hollywood Brown, I don't think is a limited player. I really don't. I think he can do absolutely anything you ask him to do except get taller. It's the only thing. But, you look at Rashad Bateman can run any route in the book. Sammy Watkins can run any route in the book. Like these guys can all run all of the different routes. They can all play out of the slot. This is not something where I think a lot of people are saying Hollywood's going to be a slot wide receiver. I think it's all going to shift around, and that's going to make it really hard for the slot cornerback to cover. It's, when you got to switch from Marquise's speed to Rashad Bateman's speed, and that's not saying Bateman's slow. It's saying Hollywood is really, really fast. It's so much harder, and that's going to allow the offense to be as great as it can be. And I think it's really going to be special. This passing game is going to be ridiculous. And I think that Ravens fans, we are all in for a very good time watching what's going to happen. Now, will that happen week 1? I don't know because Greg Roman's here. We will find out. Week 5 is the deadline that we keep saying, the Colts game, the Colts game, the Colts game. First real solid defense, the first team that we have to play that's like shut us down in games that when we've played against the Colts, it hasn't been the issue of, oh, they didn't play Ravens football.
No,
We
they just
Ravens football against the Colts. It was just a good defense.
Yeah.
Like the Chiefs, you may look at the Chiefs and be like, the Chiefs have shut down the Ravens. No, the Ravens shut down the Ravens when they played the Chiefs because they decided to play scared and try and out-throw Patrick Mahomes, which pretty much nobody can do. So overall, that's what's hurt the Ravens against them. So the Ravens, if they play Ravens football, we've said this all along. When the Ravens play Ravens football, they win. Just play Ravens football. And with this wide receiver core, they're going to win. This is the best wide receiver core they've ever had. And it's not for the lack of a run game. You know, the Ravens have always been known for the run game. They're still going to be known for the run game. However, they actually have a great supporting cast. It's no longer I can't remember who originally played Colonel Rhodes in Iron Man, but they changed the actor after Iron Man 1.
What's his name?
It's the guy from Scrubs, I'm pretty sure.
It was Terrence Howard, then Don Cheadle.
I believe so, yeah. I know Don Cheadle is the current one and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's
Terrence Howard, yeah.
It's going to be a good supporting cast. you know. But, I don't know. Do you have anything to add on this pass-catching group?
Man, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Like, honestly, I mean, I'm ready for, the game, week 1. I'm ready to see us out there in action, really informed. I know we all giving Greg Roman the deadline, for week 5, whether he's going to be cut or he's going to stay. Me personally, I do feel like it's time to make that move away from Greg Roman because his mediocrity and I feel like he's been holding Lamar Jackson back, and I feel like with T. Martin and Keith Williams, they're definitely an upgrade. As far as that wide receiver and pass specialist, but I definitely feel like the younger guys relate to these men, and these younger and by them being in the same age bracket just about you can tell it's more of a love. Like when I played high school ball, we had those, positional coaches. I put air quotes on positional coaches. They were pretty much those guys that, be around the school, watch out over you, stuff like that, make sure a head coach don't find out, whatever. So, you have somebody that may be like 10 years older than you, 7 years older than you, that's experienced, that's played college ball, that's made it to, the level that you're trying to get to. And now you find somebody you can relate to and speak to and be real with, it's definitely, another level of respect and, just trust. Because, I mean, you hear Marquise, when it comes to Greg Roman, and even Willie Snead, Dez Bryant, all those guys were saying, we have passing plays. That guy that's in the press box is calling the plays, don't want to call them. But now you got the new wide receiver core, when you ask them about not even Greg, when you ask them about their positional coaches, they're getting all the love and all the praise.
Yeah.
The only person you haven't heard it from yet, correct me if I'm wrong, is Lamar. But I feel like once you see the in-play games and things of that nature, you can see at those press conferences maybe Lamar giving praise to that wide receiver coach, that passing specialist, because they may have been in the air of like, hey, Lamar, I see this, I know I may not be, your QB coach like that and everything like that, but listen, look at your wide receiver here, or you got these guys telling the wide receivers, look, I used to play quarterback. I know Lamar going to want to throw it here. You need to be X, Y, you need to be here. And, and just off that communication, just off that, camaraderie, just off that, experience, it's going to help us out a lot, and by us even having a run game, it's going to make it even better. And like I said, from the looks of it and the dedication from the off-season workouts, these guys are getting together. You didn't see this much a lot. You saw more of Hollywood and Lamar, but now you're seeing Hollywood. You're getting what it looks like to me, you're getting Mark Andrews out his shell. You know, he out here, you know, doing his thing, hanging with the guys, you know, getting those workouts in, building that rapport, man. You know, getting stronger, looking better, you know, and just building that chemistry, man. And you know, when you see that, those type of things translate onto the field. So,
Yeah.
man, me, McConnor, and myself are definitely looking forward to it. This is something we've been preaching since we done started the podcast. You know, wide receivers, wide receivers. I feel like now we finally get our answer, man.
Absolutely. I think that's going to wrap up for not only this segment, but the entire episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content. Make sure to go check out the second channel. Content has started being posted on there. Eventually, Joshua and I will figure out a date for our first live stream. You know, it's just tough. We are waiting for the new Madden to come out. That comes out before 2K, so we'll definitely play that when it comes out. Should be a lot of fun, but go check that out. It's linked in the description below every single time in every video. It's also like profiled on the channel homepage. Like, it's all that stuff. You should be able to find it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll see all of you again tomorrow.